Hey, it's Matt, the drummer from Two Instrumental, and I'm here to break down 5 tips for the beginning jazz band drummer. Whether you're a drummer or an educator looking to teach a drummer, this should boil things down pretty significantly so you can get started quickly. So here's a tip before the tips. Get this book, Advanced Techniques for the Modern Drummer by Jim Chapin, Volume 1, Coordinated Independence as Applied to Jazz and Bebop. This book is indispensable. It teaches a jazz drummer independence between his right hand, his left hand, and his right foot. All this will come into play a little bit later, but if you just stop watching now and take anything from this video, get that book, open it up, learn it. Before we get started with our 5 tips, I would like to acknowledge that there are no right ways to do anything. This is all very subjective. This is just my point of view. There's a difference between swing, jazz, bebop, blues, big band. It's all related, but they're all also completely different. And I acknowledge that. These are just basic concepts to get you started so you can flourish and bloom. So here we go. The standard jazz drum set will more than likely have a ride cymbal, a hi-hat, a snare drum, a bass drum, maybe some cymbals, maybe some toms. You'll probably have one up here, one down here. But for now, we're just going to focus on ride cymbal, hi-hat, snare drum, and bass drum. That's all you need to think about at first. So here's your standard swing jazz beat. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice when I clicked in, I didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4. I just naturally and instinctively went a 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to stress that 2 and 4 on the ride cymbal. If you take anything from this for playing, stress 2 and 4 on your ride cymbal, and that'll be your basic jazz beat. Tip number 1, your left foot is your snare drum. More likely than not, you've come from a rock background or just other music that isn't jazz, and you're going to hit that snare drum on beats 2 and 4. That's called the backbeat. For now, in your jazz ensemble, let your left foot do all the work instead of your left hand. For instance, a 1, 2, 3, 4. The players in your ensemble are going to grasp on to beats 2 and 4. That's your backbeat. That's your pulse. That's your heart and soul for jazz. So your right cymbal's going to smash that 2 and 4. Your left foot's going to smash that 2 and 4. Your snare drum, leave it out for now. So just practice 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try not to give too much emphasis to beats 1 and 3. When I first started out, I came from rock, so I was going. I was heavily accenting 1 and 3. It took a little bit of brain rewiring to get 2 and 4 to be prominent instead of 1 and 3. So practice that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to play off tip number 1. Tip number 2, beats 2 and 4, they're your anchors. They're what everybody holds on to. So keep that in your head. No matter what, 2 and 4. So if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The drummer, you need to be going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Accent 2 and 4. That's what the horn players are going to hold on to, the bass player, the piano player, the guitar player, whoever you've got in there, you're the glue on 2 and 4. 2 is the glue. Remember that. Tip number 3, space is your friend. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of different horns playing different lines. There's a bass. There might be a guitar. There might be a piano. There's going to be a melody happening. There's going to be a lot of interesting harmonies happening. And they get all lost in the shuffle if you're playing a jillion notes or trying to be too cool too fast. A lot of jazz swing relies on the space in between the notes. For the drummer, you'll have your chances, you'll have your opportunities, but if you're gunking up the works, you're going to be taking up a lot of that sonic space that really kills the vibe of the song. So I know you want to play, I know you can play, but you'll get your chance. Space is your friend. Tip number 4, your snare drum's a trumpet. Is it really a trumpet? Not really. But when you're reading charts or music for jazz or swing or anything like that, the drummer will probably have a piece of music that says, go like this. Then it's going to have a lot of slashes that mean repeat over and over again. And there won't be any fills written out. You're just going to have that over and over again. What you might want to do is take the lead trumpet player's music and have that as your music instead, because you don't need to read bing, 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 bing over again. But when you see the hits that the trumpets are playing, they're most aligned with the snare drum. They're probably going to be popping, going like nice short notes, staccato notes. So bop, bop, ba-da, bop, 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 bop. So once you take that Jim Chapin book that we talked about and you learn some independence between your right hand and your left hand, a smart thing to do early on is to play along with the trumpets when you see little dots over their notes, or maybe the carets that mean accent. So, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're playing along with somebody instead of over somebody, that really glues the music together and makes it an enjoyable experience for everybody listening and everybody playing. So if there's any chart you're going to borrow from, my 2 cents, take the trumpet part and don't play every note on this snare drum. Pick and choose. But if you see the accents or the dots over the trumpet notes, those would be a good spot to fill in with your snare drum. Tip number 5. Become independent. That's right. Be your own self. Be your true self. And what I mean by that is take that Jim Chapin book or any book like it and learn to keep that swing pattern going on your ride cymbal and to be able to play independent rhythms with your left hand and your right foot while also keeping that 2 and 4 nice and solid. So you're keeping your snare drum 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're keeping that consistent. But then you can play interesting, fun rhythms with your left hand or your right foot, and you can really bring the music to life. I highly recommend sitting down with the Jim Chapin book. Just go over it and then drill it so that your brain isn't even involved anymore. Turn it into muscle memory, and then you'll have the toolbox to be able to read the horn charts that we just talked about, and you can say, okay, I really like this trumpet line, and it would sound great if I played a snare drum along with it. And then you're able to play with your left hand that trumpet line, which is an independent rhythm of the ride cymbal, or this. Or if the bass guitar has a cool rhythm, you can play it with your foot. You know, you can hear what instruments are doing, and then you can assign that to tom, snare drum, but you need the independence in order to do that. So you need to take the time to learn that independence, and then in the next video, we can talk about playing hits and playing fills in a jazz or swing environment. So hopefully you take these 5 tips. These should get you started right quick, so you should be able to play with an ensemble and complement an ensemble instead of being a solo drummer with, featuring your band behind you. You're part of a bigger picture, and once you accept that you're a piece in the puzzle instead of the whole puzzle as a drummer, I know it's tough. I know we want to play. I know we want to go bonkers. But if we hold back and play smart, the music sounds incredible, and you're going to do great. All right, looking forward to the next video. Thank you for watching.